Hey folks, it's Rob from Rob's Movie Collection. So, in a recent video, I'm not going to mention which one because people start commenting about it, but in one of the comments, somebody mentioned something about a deleted scene. It said there was a deleted scene where they did this or that, and, this means that, whatever. And that got me to thinking about something. And this is a question. Should we consider deleted scenes canon or not? Now, spoiler alert for the end of this video, I don't have an answer for that. Okay. I'm just kind of putting it out there and just seeing what your opinions are about it. So before there was physical media or streaming or any other stuff that we have these days where you can watch all this extra stuff, you would just go to the movie and you would get the theatrical version, and that was it. Whatever you saw on the screen in the movie theater, that was the movie. We didn't even know what a deleted scene was. We didn't know that they cut out stuff and all that. We just, you just saw what you saw and that was it. It wasn't until physical media, and not even videotape, really DVD is what brought this on, with the extra chapters and all that stuff and the menu and all that and special features. That's where you started to get deleted scene, and you started to see all these scenes that weren't in the movie, and it was kind of cool it was almost like you were seeing something extra, which of course you are, like part of the movie that was new or something. And a lot of deleted scenes are essentially extensions of an existing scene, which, you can kind of see, okay, well, I can see why they trimmed that short. But then there are some scenes that are completely new scenes. And you wonder, oh, that might have been good in the movie. So I'm going to illustrate this with two examples. And I mentioned this in the original comment, but I don't say it now in this video here. So number one, Superman 2. So at the end of Superman 2, at the Fortress of Solitude, Superman fights the villains and he takes away their superpowers and defeats them that way. And they end up like falling into the ice, and he throws Zod against the wall and he falls into the ice. Non tries to fly and he falls in, and that's where they disappear into the ice. And that's the last time you see them. Now, this scene here has been fodder for the Henry Cavill fans, who have pointed out that, when you criticize the fact that their Superman snapped the neck in the movie and how brutal it was that Superman killed, they always point to this. They always go, oh, well, but see, Superman killed before. He did in the Superman 2. He did, yes, maybe, but the difference is that at least in your head as a viewer, you can always kind of go, oh, maybe they didn't die. You didn't see them die, And as a matter of fact, here's where we get to the deleted scene. There is a deleted scene, and you can find it here on YouTube, where it's after the fight, and you can see the polar police or whatever they are, Arctic police, taking away the very much alive Phantom Zone criminals in the background while Superman and Lois are talking to Lex Luthor. So they're alive. They survived, and they were taken away to jail. And it actually would have been interesting to see that because, at least if it was a comic book, eventually they would like break out of jail, or somebody would break them out of jail and they would cause more havoc, as good villains do. But you did see that they survived. But this was a deleted scene. So this wasn't part of the actual theatrical movie. When we saw it in 82, they were gone. I still think it's less brutal than snapping Zod's neck. I know dead is dead, and it's a weird thing to say. So please don't start leaving comments about that now. But, attacking me for that because of the difference. It's just odd. Anyway. But, as a Superman fan, and I would have actually preferred that scene. I would have liked to have seen that scene, to show that Superman is our iconic hero that we should aspire to, and always tries to find a way. And yes, stop typing. Yes, I know that Superman is killed in the comics before. I was reading the comic in the 80s when he did kill the Phantom Zone criminals, and honestly, I didn't like that story, and I didn't think that it was Superman's personality. I think he always finds a way. And, you know, those are writers. Those are just different writers who decide to take the character in a direction that he probably wouldn't go. We get a lot of that these days. And a lot of people will have a different opinion and think, oh, he does go that way. But in my opinion, he doesn't. And it's my video. So make your own video. But anyway, so that's Superman 2. Now, the second example I'll bring up is Kevin Smith's first movie, Clerks. So in it, you've got Dante and Randall, and they're clerks at the Quickie Mart and all that stuff, and they go through the movie. And then at the end of the movie, it just ends with them kind of still working at their respective jobs as clerks. But there's a deleted scene, and again, you can find it here on YouTube, where right after Randall leaves in the last scene, a robber comes in and shoots Dante dead. He falls dead. And that was it. He's dead. Now, that, of course, was not in the theatrical film. They cut it right before that happened. Well, when I saw that, I thought, well, I'm glad they didn't put that in, because I prefer the ending where Dante lives. You know, if that hadn't been the ending, you wouldn't have had Clerks 2 and Clerks 3, which maybe that was a good thing. I don't know, but some of that wasn't great. But anyway, you see the point. So the question is, I guess, it depends on, at least for me on a personal level, I would love to have had the deleted scene in Superman 2. And in a way, in my head canon, that kind of works for me. I kind of have that in my head as being part of the movie. But in Clerks 1, that does not, I do not include that deleted scene in my head canon for the movie. So maybe it's just a personal thing or a movie by movie basis. I don't know if that would work, or if we have to just kind of do it an all out basic thing like canon or not canon. But anyway, who knows? But it is definitely different than the days when you just got the theatrical version. Who knows? Should we consider canon, or should we consider deleted scenes to be canon or not? Or should we just have our own head canon for it and kind of make our own decisions? Anyway, what do you guys think about deleted scenes? Do you like them? Do you dislike them? Do you think they should be part of the canon? Should they not be part of the canon? Or should we just make our own decisions? Or should we just kind of go by what they say theatrical? Some people might think that, deleted scenes are just a little something fun in the DVD or Blu-rays to look at. But anyway, what do you think? Let me know. Once again, I don't believe that I have to say this. You're welcome to leave comments, but you got to be civil and you got to be friendly. If I even see just a little bit of tone from you in any way or attitude, I will remove you. I don't want your comment on my channel. If you're here to troll, you're in the wrong place. I don't need you here. The world doesn't need you. So otherwise, comments are welcome, as my friend Mike says. Okay, I'll see you next time.